Yes, it is the main character podcast, episode 13. This is Fly Guy Z. Of course, as you can tell by the Z part at the end of it, the anime for this episode is Dragon Ball Z. I'll give I wouldn't say a summary. Also, Dragon Ball Z is one of my top 10 of all time. But before I talk about it or give a summary about it, health check. Physical, we there, okay? How do I do it? We there, baby. Physical's okay. You know what I don't like to do, but I'm starting to incorporate back more, is running. Like running, getting that type of cardio, I used to do more so hit cardio because that's not more challenging, but just it's more to do. But on the treadmill, I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can run 5K. Run a 5K, see how I'm doing. Now I instead settled for like 5K is like 3 point something miles. Let's just say 3 miles. So running the 3 miles, all right, or not super sprinting the 3 miles, but like a good like upbeat jog pace. I did up to like 1.6, like 1.6 miles, just to test it. Cause I was like, I don't want to do that and just gas myself out completely ahead of time. And doing the 1.6. Cause I just wanted to do it then. I just wanted to do 1.6 that day, or more so 1.5, walk 1.6 to see where I'm at as far as jogging and stuff. And I'm good. So my cardio's intact. My physical's always been intact because I've been lifting since I got out the gym. And my whole thing has always been a balance, which is strength, speed, power. So physically, it's still balanced. Even though I got like this, like my wrist will, because of a snowboarding accident back in 20, what was that? 2010? I think 2010 or 2011. Snowboarding accident with my wrist and my knee. Whenever I try to do leg exercise, it kind of like running after a certain point. Like it. That's why I can't do like outright running. I can only do like jogs. Like here and there. I try to take it easy because I don't want something crazy to happen while I'm jogging, especially on a treadmill, and then book book. Like we have some type of accident there. So no, I'm not doing that. Physical's cool. Spiritual's always cool. Always talk to Yashua. Always talk to God. Love Yashua. Love God. Mental emotional is always the thing. It's always the up down. You get some things that'll challenge it, make you sit back for a while, almost make you sulk. And I kind of got so used to depression that sometimes it feels abnormal to not be depressed. Like almost like, oh, things are going too good. Like it starts getting you like anxiety or something, or like oh man, something bad's supposed to happen, right? So, you know. There's always that, but for right now, you know, okay, I'm okay. So health check, cool, and you know, got my notes. Now the Dragon Ball Z summary. How about this? Just the premise of the whole thing, right? Starting with Dragon Ball. The main character is Goku, no matter what. The main character is Goku. You got your main cast, but the main character is always Goku. And Dragon Ball, that's what it was. It was this kid who was good. The first thing was him practicing kung fu, him catching a big ass fish, which is like, yo, he's a small kid. How'd he catch a big fish? You notice he's like abnormally strong. He's got a tail, so there's always that. and you have this girl pull up into this, like, she pulls up on her vehicle. Goku's like, yo, what the hell is that? Because he's in the mountains, so he don't know nothing too much about technology. So he's been in the mountains, like, yo, something's approaching me on the way, kill that noise. But that teenage girl is Bulma, who has found a way to get what is known as Dragon Balls. Goku, of course, had the 4-star because his grandpa Gohan, had the 4-star, and he thought, like, yo, this is like something he left behind to me. And when he passed, spoiler alert, but when he passed, I wanted to take care of it. So he was taking care of it. Now, the adventure of Dragon Ball is most of the time, especially in Dragon Ball, searching for the Dragon Balls and tournament fighting. When it got to, well, let me stick to Dragon Ball still. Dragon Ball, finding the items, because each Dragon Ball, and other people kind of knew about the Dragon Balls out there, or they were trying to figure out what it was, but they still had it somewhere in some way, and they were trying to get the other ones. But there was always some type of stipulation with trying to get each and every one. And you get your crew of characters that tag along. That's when you met Yamcha the Bandit. Yamcha was kind of cool in the Dragon Ball series. When you got the Dragon Ball Z, it was like, it's like when people peak in high school, and then you see them years later, and you can see that they peaked in high school because they're pretty much kind of like, they're losers, not in the sense of, they're losers in the group, but the group is so powerful that next to normal people, you're not a loser. It's just you're a loser in the group. Because I'll talk about Yamcha later. Yamcha, the cat. I always forget the cat's name. Just have the cat. You got Oolong, and you also have Krillin. That's where that, and they were, and in this one they were rivals because Krillin was a monk, and Krillin was about that. Krillin was getting the same type of training Goku was, and was on par, but Goku, abnormally strong, is the saying. So it's just, he increased farther, he increased better, even better than Master Roshi. After a while leading to Dragon Ball, like especially when he got that super growth spurt. After a while, he just out of there. And that's pretty much Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball was mostly about getting the Dragon Balls for a certain wish or a certain reason, but then there's also like a tournament fight coming up, so you get that. And somebody big in the tournament trying to challenge someone. Go back to finding the Dragon Balls, tournament. Just like that. Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Balls were so easy for them to get, because before it was just like they didn't know how to fly. Goku had Flying Nimbus. He had the Power Pole. He didn't really know how to fly. So you had to take like vehicles, and you had to go on big ass adventures in order to find the Dragon Balls, which you needed. Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball finder, super easy to get. Finding the Dragon Balls, not a problem. But it took more of the tournament battle aspect of Dragon Ball and less of the going to find a dragon. The Dragon Ball thing is just like, oh, somebody's dying? Oh, let's go get the Dragon Balls. All right, we got them. All right, cool. Let's keep them for safe until something happens. Especially with those Dragon Balls dying, and then you had to go to Namek, get a new Guardian, so that way you could revive it, have new Dragon Balls, and you had a new dragon that could actually grant 2 wishes instead of 1, and then it escalates further and further, and you got more battle aspect. You got transformations in Dragon Ball Z. Like, you got some of the greatest moments in anime history. And I'll lump in Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super, even though technically Super is supposed to take place after the Buu fight, but before that time jump at the last episode or 2 where they meet Oob. Dragon Ball Super is cool, but I mean, it's the same premise where the Dragon Ball is not even really a thing to wonder about anymore per se. There were like the what was it, like the Super Dragon Balls, which were like big as planets, but it was more so the battle aspect. It was them reaching another power, somebody trying to threaten life, threaten Earth, threaten the universe, and then they have to step up to that battle. So Dragon Balls even took a lesser backseat. Dragon Ball Super is cool, but honestly, the further like transformations are nah. Nothing compares to the Super Saiyan 4 transformation after having like Super Saiyan 1 to Super Saiyan 3 and then Super Saiyan 4, seeing it as a combination of the Ozaru transformation and the next like Super Saiyan transformation. That shit was dope. It was weird that when they transformed, first of all, shirts were like, they had shirts and like shirts are gone, and then like they just have like different types of pants. Because Goku always wore like the gi type of pants, his pants just went golden, and then Vegeta was like on his Rockstar shit, so he was wearing Ed Hardy's, and when he transformed, he just got some new Ed Hardy's. So I guess they wanted to show like, oh look, the chest is like super, bare, but got fur everywhere, just like an actual ape, monkey, whatever. I love Super Saiyan 4 just because of it. It had that different aspect. It wasn't just changing hair or the hair getting longer. This time it was like a mutation. Like your whole body transformed. Like you got hair everywhere. You're more beast than man. And I hope in Dragon Ball Super, I hope that because they got Goku reaching, you reach Super Saiyan God, and then he's gone further from that, and Super Saiyan got Super Saiyan to like Ultra Instinct and mastered Ultra Instinct. And Vegeta's had his Super Saiyan 2, then he's had Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta or something. It was like when he went Super Vegeta, this time it was Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. That was his little like further transformation thing, which didn't last long because he never used it again. But now he stepped in the realm of like Gods of Destruction with like Ultra Ego, because Goku had Ultra Instinct and this one had Ultra Ego, because he not only does he have a big ass forehead, but it's Ultra Ego. Yeah, that you got Piccolo with his like dragon Namekian form. You got Gohan with his beast form. And you got Broly, which Broly is just raw power, but I want it to be that when he gets to another power, because he's got like that Super Saiyan and he's got that legendary Super Saiyan. But once he gets to like that, either they're gonna keep him like that, which is fine because he's crazy powerful just like that, or if they do give him another power like transformation, I want it to be Super Saiyan. I want it to be the Super Saiyan 4 transformation. So that way they can see like, oh, if we didn't go the path of the God and we still went just the path of like the Saiyan, like the Ozaru path, then this would be another outcome. And you would get just as much power only unless you just make it only his form or something. I just want him to have the form and possibly maybe have green fur. Maybe. I don't know, because the tail's brown, so maybe you want to just keep it. Maybe you want to just, for some reason, they had like a reddish tone to it when Goku and Vegeta did it. But if you decide to, make it, because you want to make it Power Ranger colors, make it green. It's cool. And that's pretty much Dragon Ball Z. How does it relate to life? Because I put 2 notes. How does it relate to life? Collecting. I've found collecting can be a journey, okay? No matter what you collect, no matter what collecting journey you go on, whether it's stuffed animals or plushies, whether it's Funko Pops. People have gone on a crazy journey with Funko Pops. The only thing with me is like I don't like keeping them in the box. Like I'm sorry, I just like collecting them just to have them. Whether it's trading cards, TCGs, CCGs, manga books, comic books, and I've got a little bit of everything. Like I've got Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z trading cards. I've got Magic the Gathering. I used to have Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, but I dipped off. Just like I used to have Pokemon back in the day, I dipped off, and I just got some random packs just to, cause you never know, some of these things can hit, and when they hit big, if you'd have told me that Charizard, from then holographic Charizard, just leaving it in a good condition would have been worth the crazy amount of millions that it's worth, I'd have definitely kept. I would have definitely went and asked for it always to try and get that card. I would have kept all my cards, but of course, you have that part where you listen to everybody else like, oh, you're not a little kid anymore, so you got to throw that stuff away. And parents don't know anything about that, especially most parents. They don't know nothing about collectibles or nothing. So I would have got comic books then too. I didn't know. Now I do. Just a small thing of comic books. The future state thing that was going on. I collected a couple of those and some variant covers of them. Just the first issues. I just wanted to see what it was like to collect those. That and the Knights of Steel series. I think I got up to issue 7 in here. I'll probably show that off at another point if somebody's interested. But just doing like collecting here and there is actually kind of fun. Doing Gundam collection, like when you get the box and it comes with like hundreds of tiny pieces, like small ass pieces, like this size, no bullshit. And you got to take the time to put little stickers on them here and there. You assemble them, you click them in the right places, and then it goes from being like 100 pieces to like this with like a little sword in the back and all the colors. This, of course, is from Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron Blooded Orphans. It's actually covered, but it's this one right here. And that's the Barbatos. That's the Barbatos Lupus. I want to get the other one. There's another one with it. I used to have that one, and like something happened to it, but I gotta get that one again. There's one where he actually has the tail, and then there's a base one too. I might get that one also. But stuff like that, collecting can be, if anything, from Dragon Ball Z, part of like the whole collecting aspect, because that's cool. Like collecting stuff here and there just to show like, hey, look, I got this collection. Or vinyls. Like vinyls, a little expensive here and there, but when I can, I buy them. But it's only going to be like the best album from artists that I've liked. So from Kid Cudi, I got Man on the Moon. That's just my album. J. Cole, I got Forest Hills Drive. Kendrick Lamar, I got Good Kid, Mad City. From Kanye, if I'm not mistaken, I have Late Registration. Although I do want to get Graduation. Like that run that he had, that early run was just unquestioned. I also did pick up like 2 anime ones. One I picked up was Cowboy Bebop, and the other one was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. I mean, just because I saw it, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I might display this off or something. And yeah, that's it for collecting. Collecting's fun, especially if you get more money. Like honestly, with me, if money doesn't change you, it just makes you more of who you are, then it's gonna be me probably getting a better setup for my computer so I can start like streaming computer games. Maybe that helps more. And then I'm getting a better apartment because I really don't need. I don't want a house necessarily unless I absolutely need one or until I get married. It has to be like after I get married, because if it's just me, I don't need a whole bunch of space. Like this right now is a 1-bedroom apartment. This is perfect. Bedroom, bathroom, walk-in closet, kitchen right there. Excuse me. This living room right here got the TVs in both rooms. My games are set up. my little geek corner over here. I got my balcony. That's all I need. I don't need much. Men typically don't need much. The reason why sometimes we get a lot of big shit, especially if we're married, is for the women. The women want to do that for some reason. They want to show off this thing. They want to host parties and all that. Men, there's a reason why we get a man cave. It's because we want to be left the fuck alone sometimes. Especially having to deal with all that shit out there. You just want to come home. And even then, when it's like too fucking big in the house that you can hear your own thoughts, like you just want to be like in a secluded space where you got your stuff with you. You want to chill on the game, or you want to just watch something in peace, watch anime in peace. Or if there's mad company over, and like it might be your wives or your, you know what I mean, or your girlfriends, or your husbands, you know what I mean. But your spouse got company over, and maybe like you're cool with them, but you're like, yo, I had a long day. This is nice seeing y'all. I'm gonna go chill. I'm gonna come back up here in like an hour. You just want to go off and take a nap in your man cave, or you want to just chill in there and keep playing your games or watch the game. But yeah, there's no need for a big ass house for me. Well, this one might be short because I usually keep track of the time when I'm doing like podcasts or something. And shit, 21 minutes so far. While I'm getting ready to switch to the next topic, I want to see something about this Celtics versus Mavs game. If I'm not mistaken, it should be yeah. Like I said, I've had the Celtics winning this. It looked like it was gonna be a sweep at first, but then the Boston went to Dallas, played on there for the fourth game, and the way that it was such a point deficit, I think it was like 40 points or something. You could tell like they probably were just like, yo, come out here and play, you know what I mean? But think of this as practice. Don't go too hard. Play the game. Try to make your shots. Try to rotate some people in. But we don't want to win this here because this ain't the crowd we want to win with. We want to win back at home. That's where you go to play hard at. And of course, as I speak right now, it is the fourth quarter with 11 minutes left. And the Celtics got 86. Dallas Mavericks got 67. It's Boston. Boston got it. Boston's going to celebrate there, and the better team won. I'm mad that my Timberwolves, God, like, yo, can we get some of this? Like, yo, the Timberwolves was facing shoes on the other fucking foot. The Timberwolves were getting cooked, and they had to win one just to say like, yo, at least we didn't get swept. Now the shoes on the other foot for the Mavs, and the Mavs are like, well, shit, at least we won one. Nah, they let you win one. Okay, might have been frustrating, but hey, listen, I know miracles happen in basketball every now and then, but 20 points and they're not gonna let up, and it's in Boston because you know Boston be doing the most. It's Boston's game. World champions. Well, not world champions, but they're, you know, the NBA champions for this year. Yeah. And that's the funny thing about basketball. I used to not get into basketball until I got to military. Because, sorry, I had to take a bite. This shit is good. I used to not get into sports like that. I played soccer in grade school. That was it. Soccer. I did cross country a couple of times in high school. You know what I mean? To kind of get something going. I can go hard into it because I always had to babysit. So I couldn't live the good old, no, teenager sports type life. But it's whatever. One thing I do want to talk about. The world is nuts. I have State of the World listed on my notes as my next topic. The world is nuts. The world has always been nuts. But modern technology, modern communication, makes you see just how nuts it is. Okay? And it makes you see why certain places don't want stuff around. Like when they're trying to get rid of TikTok, like the US was like, no, we got to get rid of this because it's a Chinese company and da 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 da. Like, listen, I think everything I'm using right now to record this was made in China. See, I have no problem with this. When it comes to TikTok, because we're able to have so much freedom of expression on there, not to a crazy extent, but just enough. Now it's a problem. No. And it's because of stuff like the stuff that happened in overseas with Israel and Gaza. Like, you could see, before you could see it on both sides. Now you got people that are on there like, yo, listen, look, we're chilling and we just keep getting rained on. They keep telling us move over here, we keep getting rained on. This is what it used to look like before this all popped off. Like, it's complete you got genocide there. You got shit going on in the Congo. That's been going on for the longest time. But my thing about it is nobody's stopping it because too many people are benefiting from it. That's what it is. Once a whole bunch of people are benefiting from it, they don't want to stop it. And it'll probably take some, I hope not, but it'll probably take some drastic. I said drastic. Drastic to happen in order to have that stop. Because, and if I'm not mistaken, the Congo is like in the middle of Africa, really. Right? If I'm not, I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it should be in the middle of Africa. And with Africa being such a big place, you would think that like they would, like, as a whole, would try to step in and be like, yo, something has to be done about this, because they're somebody's setting something up to get our resources from our country and just do it what they want for little to no cost. You would figure they would be able to do something about it, but they don't. But I could say the same thing about this country when it comes to their treatment of minorities. We show is wrong. And there's been a crazy amount of, like, just with the law enforcement, there's been a crazy amount of shootings. Over one is already too much. Over one is a crazy amount to me. And there's been a crazy amount for years of shootings. And them going, oh, we let them, we relieve them for a while. They got to stay home. Like, what? No, they shot someone and it wasn't called for. They got to go to jail. If somebody out here shoots somebody and it's not called for, and you just wanted to shoot, you got to go to jail. Even if it go by accident, why are you playing with a gun like that? You gotta go to jail. But no, we get treated crazy, and no one can step in. No one here steps in. People step in, but no one all the way at the top really puts their foot down. And no one outside the country can step in and be like, yo, we see what you're doing with your minorities, so we came to try to make it stop. It doesn't go down like that. And it's the same as, it's like we see it's one of those things about the information that we share. We see things happening, and it's great that we're able to get perspectives and different viewpoints from not only people that are affected by certain things out there, but to see that, hey, some of these places that said, like, yo, we're the good guys, they're the bad guys, that's not the case for a couple of these places. But yeah, it's also bad because it almost gives you survivor's guilt. And you don't like, I don't want to trade places because that's a crazy area, but it's like, damn, I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing to help. I can't snap my fingers and like make stuff go away. And people come up like, yo, it take you like 5 seconds to see this video, or like, yo, share this video, or like, we shared the information, we shared the video. But there's people with the power. It's like, yo, my Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. And no one wants to be responsible with their power. And because of that, like, we don't have that power, so we can't really do nothing. They give us the illusion that we have some sort of power when it comes to voting, when it comes to like a couple of other things. Realistically, we don't have the power. As much as we have some power, but not as much as they make it out to be. I'll put it like that. Sad. Well, this is the world we live in. The world we live in until, we reach the next one. And who knows what's after that. We don't know how the afterlife is. We don't know. We've had people over the years try to explain it. We've had religion try to explain it. We've had other people outside of religion try to explain what happens. And you just try to make sense of, like, you hope that there's peace on the other side of death. You hope that there's, like, you already go through suffering here on earth. You would want to hope that after life on earth, that there's some type of peace afterwards. Like, are you at peace forever? Is there like just an ever expanding place where we all exist? Is it all just light? Do we all just return back to the source and get put out again? Do we reincarnate? Do we reincarnate to another planet because there are aliens and alien life out there? Do we reincarnate into a different gender or a different species? Do we reincarnate into planets? No one knows. We just try to make it make sense while we're here. And I don't know if it makes sense. But here's the hoping. And I think my last topic, like I said, this one might be short. My last topic is being at peace in the world. Because like I said, the world is crazy. A war is trying to ramp up. Even though, people say like, yeah, we don't want wars. But listen, if you're a gun manufacturer or an arms dealer, you can't make money in a world of peace. You can't make money in a world of peace because there's no caution for danger, because you're at peace and you're out of the business. The only way you're in the business is if there's conflict and if there's armed conflict. So as long as there's always these different inventions and stuff, then people are going to put us, the battle pieces, the little chess pieces on the board, and to make their weapons and to test their weapons out, and just keep making bigger and bigger weapons until it fucks people up. And then they realize in a dramatic event like, yo, we need peace. Especially because we got the world heating up because of all the shit we're doing to the ozone layer, and people are like, nah, fuck it. We're just gonna sling metal and explosives at each other, when we could focus on understanding the world itself, because we only know but so much. Understanding the space around us, not just like on Earth, but the actual solar system around us. It's just so much other stuff that we could put our time to or put our mind to, and we choose to fight. It's the dumbest thing. But being at peace in the world is important. Okay? Finding a good outlet of peace, especially when things go weird in your life. Now there's there's good ways to be at peace, whether it is meditation, whether you like to power down and just read and that puts you at peace. You play video games with your friends or just, by yourself playing video games, you're at peace. Taking a walk, there's maybe if it's not sustained peace, but there's moments of peace that you can get, please get that and delve into that. Healthy ways to be at peace, okay? No heavy drinking, heavy smoking. Even, too much of a good thing is a bad thing, okay? Even with weed, don't go crazy with it. Give yourself a little bit to relax, but don't be one of the ones that have to do a constant wake and bake and you can't function without at least getting high at once, because then you're an addict, not necessarily to the substance but to the behavior. You have a habit. Finding your peace. And what's crazy is the more you find peace within yourself and the more you find peace in certain things, a lot of stuff that would normally bother other people or bother you tends to take a backseat. Or shit, not even a backseat. It just tends to be out of your field of view. You're at peace. Let's say you're driving on the road and somebody's got road rage. You're driving too slow and they just go to cut you off. Start going like this. When you're at peace, you're just dog, you want to go up front, go up front. I'm just trying to get somewhere safely. Because those who aren't at peace, who are at war with society or at war with, some they did, or just at war with themselves, chaotic people. And until they find peace, they're going to remain to be chaotic. They try to, bring people into that tornado of chaos. Just stay grounded in your peace. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah, that's going to be it for this video. It's a little podcast episode. I do shoot for an hour every now and again, most of the times. But if it's a shorter one, I can give you short tidbits of a video. I'm gonna give you short tidbits of a video. Being at peace, that's my thing. Being at peace. And as I always say, if you drink more water and mind your business, sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. Okay. And have fun. Have fun. Try the pursuit of happiness. Even though that was the movie Will Smith, and that was such a struggle movie. But when he got it in the end, it was just damn, dog, you got it. That's a real thing, and not necessarily those same instances, but in this world in general, we all have a goal or a vision of happiness, and we're constantly in pursuit of it. Whether your happiness is vacation, you can constantly be in pursuit of that. It shouldn't be money. It should be things that you can do with the money, not just the money itself, because that's I think that's an empty happiness. Yeah, pursuit of happiness. That is it for your boy. I'm gonna try and see who wins this game, but like I already said, I got Celtics. I might check out I'm seeing enough videos, so I might check out House of Dragons, the Game of Thrones prequel type show. I might check that out. I've been checking out The Boys. This will extend me for a little bit. I'm checking out The Boys. Now, The Boys, I know about the comic book because of Rob from Rob from Comics Explained, and rest in peace because of Benny too from Comic Historian. So I know a lot. Let's say I know more than like maybe 80% of the watching audience. But they are starting to deviate from like the comic book in certain ways, so that's good to see. That's okay to see. Before I was talking about, you have the scripts right there in the comic books. Whenever you want to adapt a comic book to live action, look at the book. You want some dialogue, look at the book. You want scenes, you want to know what the character's supposed to look like, look at the book. It's the answer sheet right there. It is the cheat sheet. It's not even a cheat sheet. It's just, do this. That's the answers. Now, if you deviate a little bit, because let's say it takes a long time in between seasons, so the characters might look a little older, you can't do too much, change the outfit a little bit, cool. Maybe a character, might have, sadly passed away in real life, or maybe something happened and they can't do the role anymore. Bring in somebody else and, do that. If it takes place in a crazy setting and you kind of got to make it more present tense, do that. Little stuff like that, like deviating a little bit from it, that's fine. But when they go completely off the rails, that's when I'm out. But The Boys so far is good. The new season, the new season is, I will say, is setting up. Nothing too crazy, but it's still good. I'm still keeping up with hold on. I'm still keeping up with One Piece, of course. I'm not gonna fall behind more than 5 episodes. Plus, One Piece is starting to catch up with the manga. Normally when that happens, anime will start taking a break soon, or they'll start putting in filler. But more than likely, they'll start taking a break soon. We're at the Egghead arc in the show. We're also at that in the manga. And from what I'm seeing, still good, still drawn good. Honestly, I think people are just ready to, because if I'm not mistaken, Oda said like, you're getting ready to see what the One Piece is. Like, the story should be wrapped up within the next year. People did like, it's been one hell of a ride. Many episodes, many chapters in the manga. And I applaud him for having such a long lasting manga and anime and kind of keeping it going. Sure, there may have been some dips here and there, but for the most part, it's been escalating. And that's always good. That's one of the things I wouldn't mind. If I had one story, but it kept escalating and it was good, that One Piece is going to be remembered for a long time. Hopefully he sticks the landing, okay? Hopefully the One Piece is not what we would normally see it as, which is the power of friendship or the journey we took along the way. No. Okay? We don't need that. We need concrete, something going on. But yeah, I'm keeping up with that. I started watching, because I got back on Jobless Reincarnation, the 2nd season. I was waiting for it, and I didn't get any word. I was like, I'm wondering, like, maybe like they're not going to show the 2nd season until like next year. It's already mad episodes out. I'm catching up to that. I'm keeping up with Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 has not disappointed in every episode so far. And we're up to episode 10? It's been good. 10 episodes straight. The 5-1 anime thing where I give an anime 5 episodes to see whether or not I would highly recommend Kaiju number 8. I love the opening song, the opening video, very dope. The story itself is good, straight to the point. The action is good. And then the cliffhanger. I love a good show with a good cliffhanger. An anime with a good cliffhanger will keep you coming back. Because you're like, damn, I gotta see what's going on. And no, I'm not going to ruin it by going to read the manga. That's one thing. When a new show comes out, right, a new anime, but the manga exists, people want to do shit on TikTok or YouTube mostly. Oh, this anime coming out. Here's everything you need to know. Don't tell me everything I need to know. I want to find out generically, because then if I know everything, then it just ruins it. Like don't do that. I want to find out generically how the show's gonna go. What's Kafka gonna do? Like further transformations or alterations to the transformation? Does the suit, does he start to use more percent of the suit? You know, I want to know that. I want to know that generically. But definitely would recommend that. Windbreakers, I'm gonna get back into, because at first I kind of didn't care. I was just like, all right, delinquent territory battles, and there's good delinquents and bad delinquents, but I've seen a couple of the fight scenes. I'm like, all right, they're really getting down. I might go back to check that out. But definitely Reincarnation 2, I'll definitely check that. I know people be having a real problem with that show, and you're entitled to having that problem. You really are. But I like to keep it in mind that this is like a redemption type of. This is like a redemption for the character type of thing. So even though he might have been like a scumbag before he got reincarnated, now he's kind of like, he's doing good. He's making up for it. There's a couple things you do have to look up. There's a couple things I did look up just to be like, wait, because some of it's getting spoiled. I won't do that here because I don't like spoilers really. Some things I don't mind, but I'm not gonna do it here. So some stuff I did have to look up. The one thing I can say is the part where he has a slave child. That one is like, wait, what's going on here? But the way the character goes about it, the way the mangaka had the character go about it was, I'm in a completely different world. And from the looks of it, it looks like some people who are enslaved are actually happy because of the people they're enslaved to. And even though he doesn't agree with it in general, in this new world, the meaning could be something different. Even though, honestly, I get it. Like, I get that point. But at the same time, no. Like, I just don't. I don't want to be in a world where there's slavery. Is that realistic? Probably not. I'm not gonna hold you. In all of the planets with actual like living beings that do stuff like we do. All the planets out there, I'm pretty sure each one of them has like a good chunk of them have some type of slavery. The rest of them probably found their way to, after millions of years, establish peace, because maybe they didn't have like the whole thing we had with the asteroids and dinosaurs. But I'm sure some of them established peace after like a whole lot of years. But there's definitely, it's just one of those things where, like, even in my writing, when it comes to like X-Men, right? Say X-Men. X-Men mutations have been around for a very long time. Or there's been capable people. Even DC, there's been capable people, there's been gods, there's been this, there's been that. Why is there still bullshit like slavery then if there's people that have the power to like not have it happen? There's magicians. There's, that was the whole thing with Killmonger and Wakanda. It was like, yo, y'all had this technology and my ancestors got stolen from here. And I'm pretty sure with the technology I had got word. Yeah, I could have fought these motherfuckers off. And you didn't. You just kept to yourself. Like, that's a challenge to try to explain, like, oh, the world that you created had people that had powers from the beginning. How did they, how did slavery exist and stuff? There's a certain way you can do it, which I'm pretty sure I might challenge myself to figuring out how to exactly explain. But it's just one of the hard things. That, famine, world wars, stuff like that. Um, but getting back to Jobless Reincarnation, Jobless Reincarnation is still good. What else? In fact, because I am stretching this episode, I'm gonna give you a list of things. My Hero Academia I am caught up on. I am up to in the manga I'm caught up, and in the show I'm caught up. Because in the manga's damn near almost over. I thought it was gonna be over after this last chapter, but it's still over. Jobs Reincarnation, Demon Slayer I'm caught up on. Again, that's one of the ones Demon Slayer's already finished, so they can just go ham with the anime. They don't have to put any filler. The Boys I'm caught up on. Windbreaker I said I'm gonna get back into. The new Doctor Who on Disney Channel. Fire. I'm caught up on that too. That new Doctor Who is dope. Very charismatic. He's a very cool Doctor Who. Very cool character. Even the side character, Ruby Sunday. She's a good character. She's a good match. Digimon Adventure 2 movie. That movie, I have to rent that and watch it and see what the hype's about. 'Cause I think that takes place like 10 years after the original actions of Digimon Adventure 2. So we'll get to see, we'll get to see what the people are doing. I think the last one I'm looking at, something called Tales of Luminaria. Now the Tales series with the games, because what was the first? Tales of Vesperia? Tales of Vesperia was the first one. I was like, yo, this is dope because of, what it is. The game that I dived into and beat the most was Tales of Arise. Tales of Arise was good. It's another Tales game. It's not really, which is what I like. It's not really turn-based. It doesn't need to be turn-based. It's like it's strategic type of action going on, but still, it's a dope game. You got your party. You can switch them out every now and again if you want to, but everyone still levels up. That's the games I don't mind. If everyone's still like you're in the party, but everyone still levels up too. It's just depending on who you switch with is how easy or how hard you'll have a battle. That's fine. You know what I mean? I don't mind that. Okay. But I'm gonna check that out because again, I think the Tales series are kind of like the Final Fantasy series. Not in scale, because Final Fantasy is out of there. But as far as there are certain, just like the summons in most Final Fantasy games kind of work the same. Tales of Vesperia, they kind of have things that work the same. There's mana, there's like this big ass army that people got to fight. There's always someone that has some type of special connection to mana or a special power, stuff like that. I want to see how it fares out. I think that has like 2 episodes out so far. I'm definitely check that. But that's my watch list. Like I said, that and the Game of Thrones thing, because I kind of want to be in the loop. In the know. Because last time when Game of Thrones came out, I caught on late. But I was able to get that summary by Samuel Jackson, who explained I think he explained the first 6 seasons. And I kind of looked at other summaries too, was able to catch up. But that one with Samuel Jackson, that was funny. That's it. Shows I'm catching up on. If you made it this far, Domo Arigato. Also, I am. See, I'll be finding new stuff. I'm trying to make more of a schedule for myself between fitness and sleeping and stuff. I got that down packed. But as far as me taking my writing more seriously so I can flesh out more things for what I got, and also me trying to learn another language, because I'm stuck between 2 of them. All right. I'm stuck between Japanese and I'm stuck between Korean. I like 2 of those languages. And a lot of movies that are pretty good that I like to watch, Korean movies, and a lot of movies that I watch, and of course anime, is Japanese. And sometimes I like to just have it play in the background, but if it's one that doesn't have an English, an English dub, And I don't want to like sit there like keep turning while I'm doing something and then keep turning to see what you're saying and doing something. And I want to just like hear it in the background. That. Plus, I'm hearing Japanese most of the time with anime. I actually, for a challenge, I kind of want to see if I can write out the words, because I have some of the manga books that I bought before the second time I went back to Japan. Before I left, I picked up like a good chunk of them to take with me. I've got like the first Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist, Zatch Bell, Hitman Reborn, Soul Eater, Kingdom Hearts, and oh shit, Blue Exorcist. And those, like I said, those ones I got in Japan, so they're all in Japanese writing. So I want to give myself a challenge to see if I can actually like make out what the words say. Another thing is getting the meaning, but also just to make out the words say. That'll be fun. I heard Duolingo sucks for learning languages, which I can accept because it kind of doesn't, it teaches you like a robotic way of saying it. However, I do give it that it's kind of a good 10% boost because it's introducing you to how the words look, how to spell some of the words, how to look out for like the symbols and alphabets to see like, yo, this and this and this makes an NA and this with a dash makes an R or something. That kind of helps you to read it and then to try and understand some of the words. So it's kind of giving you like super novice. It gives me novice vibes. It'll get you a little bit. All right, it's not gonna be the end all be all. Like, oh, if I do Duolingo and I master it, I'm gonna master the because there's, what is it? There's listening, there's writing, reading, speaking. There's like four some aspects to learning a language. So I'll take that challenge. All right, now that's it. Okay. That's all I got. That's all I got. Thank you if you made it this far. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff, okay? Thank you for watching. Help your boy get the 7 Dragon Balls so I can get up there to the top. I'm trying to do something with this. It may lead me into being able to get my ideas out there for somebody to help me publish or write, or I don't know, I may be getting put on to DC or Marvel or Dark Horse. I may be an anime spokesman. I may be just a talk show, podcast on. The world is my oyster. The world is your oyster. As always, drink water and mind your business, and you'll do just fine.